Food crops. Food crops include crops such as rice, wheat, maize, pulses, oilseeds, spices, beverages, fruits, and vegetables. They differ in areas of production and yield due to physical factors, climate and relief, which limit their cultivation. Rice. About 50% of the total world population consumes rice as the staple food. The rice husk and bran are used as fodder. Conditions for growth. Soil. Clay loam as well as alluvial soil retains water. These are best suited for rice cultivation. Land. Rice requires regular supply of water to grow. So, plains, especially deltas and floodplains, are ideal for growing rice. In the hilly areas, rice is grown on terraced fields. Temperature. A minimum temperature of 20 degrees Celsius is required for rice cultivation. During the growing period, the temperature should not be less than 27 degrees Celsius. Rainfall. The crop grows well in areas with over 100 cm of annual rainfall. Below that, irrigation is required. Labor. Rice is a labor-intensive crop. Sowing, transplanting, weeding, and harvesting are all done by hand. This is the reason why it is suited to densely populated lands. Areas of production. China, India, Japan and Bangladesh are the main rice-producing countries. Egypt, Sri Lanka, Indonesia, Italy, Brazil, Turkey, Spain, France, US and the coast of Guinea are the other countries where rice is cultivated. In India, the northern Gangetic Plains, the Brahmaputra Valley and the east coast and the Deltaic Plains are noted for rice cultivation. Wheat. Wheat is another widely cultivated food crop in the world. It is often considered more nutritious than rice. Wheat grain is powdered and refined and made into flour, which is used to make bread. Winter wheat and spring wheat are grown depending on the season of growth. Most wheat is grown under extensive commercial grain farming. Conditions for growth. Soil. Well-drained, loamy soils are best suited to its cultivation. Land. Undulating plains that allow drainage of soil are good for wheat cultivation. Temperature. Wheat requires a temperature of 10 degrees Celsius at the time of sowing. However, it requires 15 degrees Celsius to 20 degrees Celsius at the time of ripening. Rainfall. Wheat needs an average of 40 cm to 75 cm of rainfall. Below 30 cm, irrigation is required. Wheat plants, however, cannot tolerate more than 100 cm of rainfall. Labor. Today, major wheat growing lands use modern machines such as combine harvesters at different stages of cultivation. In tropical lands, manual labor continues to play an important role. Areas of production. The US, Canada, Russia, China and Australia are the main producers of wheat. Argentina, Italy, Spain, Mexico, Chile, Pakistan and India are smaller producers. In India, Punjab, Haryana, Western Uttar Pradesh, Rajasthan and Gujarat are the major wheat-producing states. Maize. It originated in Central America. Maize or corn is an important food crop for humans and animals. Corn kernels are used to manufacture corn oil, while the stalk is used as fodder. Several varieties of maize are grown. Conditions for growth. Temperature. The crop requires an average temperature range of 21 degrees Celsius to 27 degrees Celsius with warm summers for the growing period. Rainfall. 50 cm to 80 cm of rainfall is ideal for maize production. Soil. Maize grows well on well-drained, loamy soils. Alluvial and red soils are also good. Land. Plateaus and undulating plains as well as hilly areas are suited to maize cultivation. Areas of production. The US is the largest producer of maize. The Commonwealth of Independent States, CIS, Central America, South America, South Africa, China, India, Mexico and Indonesia are the major producers of this crop. In India, the hilly tracts of Himachal Pradesh, Jammu and Kashmir, Uttar Pradesh, Punjab, Bihar and eastern Rajasthan lead in maize production. Madhya Pradesh, Karnataka and Andhra Pradesh are other producers of maize, millet and sorghum. In most parts of the tropics, millets are used both as a food and fodder crop. These are consumed especially in the drier parts of the tropics where rice and wheat cannot be grown. In India, 3 types of millet, example ragi, jowar and bajra, are grown. When it is small grained, it is known as millet, while the large grained variety is known as sorghum. In Southeast Asia, millets are usually the poor man's staple food. Conditions for growth. Temperature. The average temperature required for this crop is 25 degree to 30 degrees Celsius. Rainfall. Millet needs about 40 centimeter to 50 centimeter of rainfall. It grows well in arid areas. Soil. Light sandy soils to red and yellow loamy soils are suitable for millet cultivation. Areas of production. India, Nigeria, Niger, China and Southeast Asia are the major producers of millet. The US, Argentina and Russia produce very minor quantities. In India, all dry lands that are not suitable for the growth of rice and wheat grow millets. Important areas are the Deccan Plateau, Rajasthan and Gujarat. Millet and sorghum. In most parts of the tropics, millets are used both as a food and fodder crop. These are consumed especially in the drier parts of the tropics where rice and wheat cannot be grown. In India, 3 types of millet, example ragi, jowar and bajra, are grown. When it is small grained, it is known as millet, while the large grained variety is known as sorghum. In Southeast Asia, millets are usually the poor man's staple food. Conditions for growth. Temperature. The average temperature required for this crop is 25 degree to 30 degrees Celsius. Rainfall. Millet needs about 40 centimeter to 50 centimeter of rainfall. It grows well in arid areas. Soil. Light sandy soils to red and yellow loamy soils are suitable for millet cultivation. Areas of production. India, Nigeria, Niger, China and Southeast Asia are the major producers of millet. The US, Argentina and Russia produce very minor quantities. In India, all dry lands that are not suitable for the growth of rice and wheat grow millets. Important areas are the Deccan Plateau, Rajasthan and Gujarat. Tea. Obtained from the leaves of an evergreen bush, tea is the cheapest beverage available. The tea bush yields leaves only in the 3rd year. 2 leaves and a bud are plucked from each stem to make tea. Conditions for growth. Temperature. Tea requires temperatures of 25 degrees Celsius to 30 degrees Celsius for its growth. Rainfall. A continuously humid climate with rainfall of over 100 centimeter to 250 centimeter favors tea cultivation. Soil. Acidic, well-drained soil with a high degree of fertility is required for tea production. Large quantities of fertilizers are added to stimulate growth. Land. Most tea gardens are on terraced hill slopes which are well drained. Labor. A large skilled labor force is required, especially for pruning, picking, processing and maintaining the tea gardens. Women from nearby areas are hired for picking the leaves. Areas of production. China, India and Sri Lanka dominate world tea production. Japan, Indonesia and Bangladesh are the other major tea producing nations. A small percentage of tea is also grown in the CIS states and Central Africa. In India, Assam and Darjeeling are known throughout the world for the different brands of tea produced there. The Nilgiri Hills and parts of the Western Ghats are also important tea-growing areas. Coffee. The coffee tree, first discovered growing wild in Kaffa in Ethiopia, is today grown in large parts of the tropics and is a very popular beverage. The coffee beans or berries are picked, roasted and ground to make coffee powder. Arabica, Robusta and Liberica are the three popular varieties grown in different areas. Arabica is the variety used to make mocha coffee. Conditions for growth. Temperature. Coffee prefers moderate temperatures of 14 degrees Celsius to 27 degrees Celsius with frost-free days. Rainfall. Humid conditions with rainfall of 100 cm to 200 cm is suitable for coffee cultivation. Irrigation is required if rainfall is lower. Soil. Rich, porous soils and even volcanic soils are ideal for the cultivation of coffee. Land. Undulating highlands, slopes and plateaus are suited to its cultivation. Labor. Large amounts of cheap labor is required for pruning, picking and processing the coffee beans. Areas of production. Brazil leads the world in coffee production. Colombia, Western and Eastern Africa, Central America and Indonesia are major producers. India too produces coffee in plantations in both the eastern and western Ghats and in the Nilgiri Hill region in Kerala, Karnataka and Tamil Nadu. Jute. Jute is a tall, reed-like plant and an important vegetable fiber. It is also known as the golden fiber. Being economical to manufacture, it is used to make ropes, sacking or sackcloth for packing and textiles for clothing and furnishing. Favorable conditions for cultivation. Temperature. Jute requires a hot climate with temperatures of 24 degrees Celsius to 35 degrees Celsius. Rainfall. Wet conditions and heavy rainfall of over 150 cm are ideal for its cultivation. Soil. Well-drained alluvial or loamy soils that are renewed by annual flooding are good for jute cultivation. Land. Flat plains and deltaic regions are best for growing jute. Labor. A lot of cheap labor is required for growing and harvesting the fiber. Areas of production. India and Bangladesh lead in jute production. Thailand, Brazil and China produce a jute substitute called kenaf. In India, jute grows in the fertile Ganga-Brahmaputra Delta region. Bihar, Odisha, Tripura and Meghalaya also grow some jute. Cotton. Cotton is by far the most widely used fiber in clothing. It has three major staple varieties: long, medium and short. Staple refers to the length of the fiber. It is one of the most important commercial crops. Conditions for growth. Temperature. A tropical or subtropical crop, cotton requires high temperatures of 27 degrees Celsius and above with 200 frost-free days. Rainfall. The crop requires 50 cm to 100 cm of rainfall that is evenly distributed. Cotton can also be grown with irrigation. Soil. Well-drained, loamy soil and black volcanic soil are good for cotton growing. Fertilizers must be added to increase fertility and improve production. Land. Cotton grows best on flat and undulating land. Labor. Abundant labor, especially at the time of picking, is required. Limited use of mechanical equipment is possible. Areas of production. The main producers are the US, China, India, Uzbekistan and Ukraine, Pakistan, Egypt, Turkey, Brazil, Mexico and Argentina also grow cotton. In India, cotton grows best on the regular or black cotton soils of the northwest Deccan Plateau. In Maharashtra, Gujarat and Madhya Pradesh, Tamil Nadu and Andhra Pradesh also grow a little cotton.